Live and Rock is brought to you in part by ShifterMagazine.com, your source for entertainment news, reviews, and interviews. Plus, amazing resources and how-tos for the independent artists in you. Check them out at ShifterMagazine.com. It's another episode of Live and Rock. That's right, the show for creative soul.
Most artists cannot be comfortable stuck in one box.
That's right. And that's what this podcast is about. It's not just filmmaking, but creative pursuits in general. The creative life.
Whether it's music, whether it's writing, whether it's painting, illustrating,
photography,
dancing, whatever it is.
Make some noise, rock the world before your time runs out. Let them know what you're about and just make some noise, rock the world. No matter what your game, make sure the whole world remembers your name. Make some noise, rock the world before my time runs out. You know what I'm about.
Come on. Yes. Here we are, episode 30, Live and Rock. Welcome to the show.
Yo, we're rocking. That's not good. Right? Sorry, folks. That was a major technical difficulty, technical error.
I don't even think they noticed.
But
anyway, welcome to the show, Live and Rock.
That's true.
Episode 30. You know what we do? We are the creative show for creative souls.
You forgot the catchphrase. It's episode 30 of Live and Rock.
Rockin' live.
Literally live. Like live
well,
outside.
Not literally, because they are going to hear this after it's been recorded.
That's true.
But it's live, no edits, no retakes.
Yeah. And we are outside, in case you haven't noticed, or you do notice.
You might be able to hear a little bit of that summer air breeze in the background, which is a nice, beautiful thing to feel on your skin.
Yeah, especially when you live in regions like the T.O, which we are recording in and where we're from.
Yes,
which
indeed.
Which is notoriously known around the world to be one of the cold places on the earth. Well, at least for the Americans, they think that we live in igloos all over Canada.
But it's cool. It's cool because it's our episode 30, so it's nice that we're doing something kind of significant and different.
True.
To mark the occasion.
True.
We've had our mini milestone. We've had our 1 year anniversary. And this is just a little marker along the way. Episode 30, we did this outdoor recording live.
Yes. But we should say up front, it's not only is it spontaneous, but it is partly out of necessity.
Right.
We have obligations. So just to let everyone know, this show is going to be a mini episode altogether. It will be a very short one.
Indeed.
Because CDH Live has to go to...
you're throwing you're throwing me under the bus?
No, it's not all you. But I mean, as part of it, I mean, CDH Live, we have an invitation to a show of a fellow creative out there that we've known for years.
Yeah, shout out Natasha Waterman.
Yep. So she's...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Finish.
Shout out Natasha Waterman, artist that's been rocking it in T.O for a long time and putting out some really strong music.
Yeah.
So that's the celebration that's tonight.
Yeah.
And in order to be there, we got to just record this thing quick.
Yeah, we're
on the fly.
Yeah, we're coming up with a compromise rather than just postponing or not doing the show at all. We said, a quick raw 30-minute is better than nothing. Speaking of Natasha Waterman, I have a very interesting factoid to put out there to you and the listeners as we get into our What You Feeling section of the show, which is how we always start the show. So, without further ado, let's get into that What You Feeling section right about now on episode number 30
of
Live and Rock, Rockin' Live. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. That was a
nice throwback. Got some Transformers in there, some X-Men, some Hulk. Yeah.
I did a piece of this one before, way back, a few episodes back, more than a few, and you claimed to know all of them, but there was one that you still haven't said it. This is the second time I played it, and you still haven't said it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. What is it?
I've mentioned all of them, but
no, you haven't. A little thing called Battle of the Planets.
Battle of the Planets.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you put that in there.
Battle of the Planets is right up front. It's the second one in there.
You must have merged it and mixed it and mashed it underneath
No. It's literally, as a matter of fact,
music.
Brethren, sorry for my, I'm just going to play it right here. I didn't mix it with nothing. Oh, I can't fast forward? Okay, you're lucky. I'm going to play it really.
Where is it?
Watch, when it comes up, I'll point it out. We'll keep talking. This is the beginning.
And you said it was right at the beginning.
No, it's like the beginning of the music part. Right after Smash, right here. That's Battle of the Planets. G-Force. I know you don't remember that, yo. You don't remember that. G-Force. Yes.
And Battle of the Planets.
Yes. Are the same thing.
What do you mean they're the same thing?
They're the same thing.
Okay.
You know what Battle Planets of Planets is?
I know what
we're totally
G-Force
getting
is.
off track, but go on.
I know what G-Force is.
Okay, what is it? Yo, we don't
have time for this today.
With Keop and Tiny.
I know what G-Force is.
That's Battle of the Planets.
I never heard of Battle of the Planets.
Yes.
I just know G-Force.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to say to you what we say to our listeners all the time.
Which is?
Google it. And come back.
But yeah.
Gachiman, they also call it. It goes by so many different names.
Well, there were different shows that had similar concepts, but...
No. That is true, too. Yes, there are many shows in that era that had similar concepts that were completely different shows, like Grandizer, Orion's Quest, all the Guy King.
Yeah.
Yes, right. But what I'm saying is this one show, period, this one franchise, G-Force / Battle of the Planets / Gachiman or / those are all the exact same show with the exact same characters with different names.
I will Google it along with our millennial listeners who are completely lost right now.
True. We're killing this. I know. Okay. So let's bring it back to 20.
Cool.
Yeah.
So here we are. It's summer 2016.
Yes.
And you and I have been on this flex about our personal journeys, but we always kind of want to start off and just know what's up, what we're feeling, what has us
inspiring us.
Yeah,
or,
what has us energized right
us.
now.
Yeah, that's a good word. Energizing us as creatives.
Yeah. So what's good on your end, man?
Well, I didn't really have too much stuff, but since you mentioned Natasha Waterman, that you're going to watch her. I guess her 40-year celebration birthday show.
To be honest, I'm hoping I can get there because I have some video editing to do as well.
Okay.
But yes, go ahead.
I hope you do get there. But the one thing that I have been feeling lately does have a connection to her.
Okay.
So it's a sci-fi show, Canadian-based show. It's called Dark Matter. And I just discovered on Netflix. Oh, you do?
I've heard of it.
Oh, wicked. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
I don't know much about it. I just have heard of it.
Well, I heard of it, or I discovered it probably maybe about 4 weeks ago, a month ago.
Okay.
And it's a sci-fi show. I like it. It's only one season on Netflix.
All right.
I do know that season 2 is already done. Okay. But it's not on Netflix yet. But anyways, it's kind of like, it's not exactly Star Trek, it's not exactly Star Wars. It's kind of like in between the two in terms of the overall feel. Okay. And it's like about a crew of 7 people who just wake up one day in this spaceship. Okay. And they come out of cryo sleep. You know, right? And each one of them wake up and none of them can remember a single thing about who they are or how they got there or whatever. Okay. That's the basic premise. And the whole season is basically kind of going through them each slowly discovering who they are and what and how they got there. They have different variant backgrounds. You have to watch it. It's pretty cool.
I'm thinking to myself, that doesn't sound like Star Wars or Star Trek.
No. That's the basic scenario.
Aside from the fact that they're in space.
No. That's the basic scenario for the characters, the basic main mystery that has to be solved throughout the season.
Okay.
But in terms of episode, they're swashbuckling space adventures. They're going from planet to planet.
Aliens and they're...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. They're trying to discover who they are as they go on their adventures.
Okay.
Right? But the connection that really, besides me liking the show, the connection to Natasha is that, so one of the main characters, her name is, I don't remember her name, the main female characters on the ship.
Yeah.
Her real name is Melissa O'Neill, right? She is actually a Canadian Idol winner, so she's a singer.
I was gonna say I know that name.
Yeah. Melissa O'Neill.
Okay.
She won back in like 2005-ish, I want to say.
Didn't our boy do some production for her too?
Who?
Chris.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. So now we're getting the circle here, right?
Okay.
So she basically started out as strictly a recording artist in Canada.
Right.
I'm just saying that for our international listeners.
Yeah.
She won Canadian Idol when she did it X amount of years ago.
Okay.
And she put out maybe 1 or 2 albums.
Okay.
As you just mentioned, Chris, one of our close producer friends here in Toronto.
Yeah.
He did work
produced and recorded a lot of our songs at Big
House Studio. Big honkin' spaceship. That's right. Right. So his connection to it, he did some production for some of the Canadian Idol winners back in those days, right? But anyways, we're getting off track.
Yeah.
Melissa O'Neill, that's the actor. That's the singer.
Yes.
She's been out of the limelight for ages.
Okay.
Right. And then I discovered her on this show last week or last month.
Okay.
That she's now back in the limelight as an actress.
Yeah.
But not just an actress. The thing about it is that she's on a sci-fi show.
Okay.
She's the lead actress.
Okay.
In this crew of like supposed to be badass. They're all the crew is all badass, like bad guys. That's what we discover later on. But out of all the bad guys, she's the baddest. Like she kicks butt. Like she seriously manhandles people, and she's just busting out the martial arts and all that kind of thing, right? And she looks complete. She doesn't look completely, like her face looks the same. Yeah. But in terms of like her body type, you can tell she's been working out. Like she's completely different. And if I didn't read her name, as a matter of fact, I went through the first 2 or 3 episodes. I'm like, who is this girl? Because she just like, you know what I mean? I was trying to figure out who she is because she looks so dope. Yeah. And when I saw the name, I'm like, Melissa O'Neill. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I went back and researched. So the whole thing is that I'm feeling the show. Yeah. That's what's getting me excited because I like, my sci-fi and whatnot. So I'm liking it for many levels. One, that it's good. Yeah. One, that it's Canadian. Yeah. One, because it's seeing another recording artist do such a great job in another, like, completely switching gears that we're always talking about here on Live and Rock. I find that inspiring all the time when I see that happens. True. To see them doing it's such a 180. Like, if you just never knew who she was, you would never in a million years think this is a woman who has a great singing voice and who was American Idol or Canadian Idol type caliber singer that, you know what I mean?
Right. It's funny that you mentioned that about the complete transformation. Yeah. And like one of the things I've been feeling lately is just I've been looking at a lot of what's coming up in the fall. Okay. And I stumbled across a few trailers of, if you will, comeback kids. I'm actually thinking, wow, these things look pretty good. Like there's a new TV series, Man with a Plan, that is going to be starring Matt LeBlanc. Okay. Yeah. Right? And he's playing a dad. Okay. Which is like, I don't know if we're ready to see him as a dad. Yeah. But you watch the trailer, it's like an extended 3-4 minute trailer. Okay. And it's like, I can actually see him doing this part. Yeah. Then there's, what's his name is back? Kevin James. Yeah. Who, King of Queens. Yep. He's back with a new show.
Paul Blart, Mall Cop.
Yeah. He's back with a new show. And what really got me was a movie that's coming out, and I'm trying to find the name of it right now. For some reason, I can't find it. But the new movie is with Robert De Niro and somebody who's almost unrecognizable as Sugar Ray Leonard.
What? So they're doing a biopic of Sugar Ray?
It's not about Sugar Ray Leonard.
But Sugar Ray Leonard appears in...
It's about a boxer who got beat by Sugar Ray Leonard and came back.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And guess who's playing Sugar Ray Leonard?
Who?
Can you recognize this guy here?
Usher?
Usher
Stop
is
the madness.
Usher is like
Stop
Steve's
the
down, and
madness.
he's playing
Yo.
Sugar Ray Leonard.
As far as looks go, I can definitely see it. I could 1,000% see that. As far as his face, like I can see that.
I'm so intrigued by it.
I have a feeling it might be the same movie that I'm thinking. Is it a movie about this guy? Because there's a guy, I was just listening to a podcast earlier this week, and they're talking about the guy that Rocky wrote his movies about. That was inspired by.
It could be.
That there's a movie about him now that's coming out. The real life person that inspired the Rocky movies.
Right.
His story is coming out in a movie.
Yeah. It could be because that's what basically the story looks like.
Yeah.
Right? And the movie is called Hands of Stone.
Okay.
It's Robert De Niro, Usher as Sugar Ray Leonard, and the lead actor who's like the actual boxer is Edgar Ramirez.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember him.
I've heard that name.
Yeah. His name is familiar, but nothing really break out so far. I don't think. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been feeling, and just looking forward to what's on the horizon. We're still in the midst of summer.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know there's some things to look forward to coming in the fall. Yeah.
Well, we have to cut it short because, like I said, it's a super mini episode.
Right.
But before we do cut it short, I want to bring it right back to finish what I was saying about the connection to Melissa O'Neil and Natasha Waterman.
Right.
So her first album that she did after the Canadian Idol had a song on there called Speechless, which is one of her big songs. I don't know if you remember that song. I wish I queued it up. I have the song too. I should have queued it up. But yeah, it's a good song called Speechless.
Okay.
But on Natasha Waterman's CD, she also sang that song. And if I remember correctly, she not only sang it, she's the one that originally wrote the song.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's on Natasha's album that came out, the album that you guys got, she gave you guys and you let me borrow.
Yeah, Long Road.
Long Road, exactly, yes. So when I read the credits on her album, it said that she wrote it. So I'm not mistaken, Natasha originally wrote it.
Wow.
Melissa sang it on her album, but then Natasha also sang it on her album after the fact.
Wow, that is full circle.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm going to have to, the next time that I actually speak with Natasha ask her about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Long Road.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry,
the song is called Speechless. Yeah.
Cool.
And they both do a good job. Natasha kills it on her album, and the original sounds good. Melissa kills it too.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm going to look that up.
All right. So, I guess we'll leave it there. We have a very short time. So, we usually have a suit up.
Right.
I don't know. Basically, at the time that we have left, I'm not sure. We might have to skip that today, to be honest.
We can't skip the suit up. We'll definitely give you guys a suit up, brought to you by shiftermagazine.com.
Okay.
So, with every creative journey, there's always a need to have tools at your beck and call.
That's right.
That can help you achieve your goal.
Right.
So you had something in mind that you wanted to give us to suit up with. So why don't you just drop that on us and...
Well, what I was going to originally say is sometimes we give practical tools, sometimes we give help in the form of motivational resources, right? So one of the things we always go back to is podcasts.
Yeah.
We listen to them regularly. And I was listening to a specific episode I want to recommend to people. The podcast is called, give me 1 second here, folks. Sorry. So yeah, the episode I wanted to recommend is called The Tim Ferriss Show, and it's episode 161 specifically, exactly that episode. It's the Tim Ferriss podcast, and this episode was called Optimizing Your Creativity.
Right.
The reason I wanted to recommend it as a suit up section is because it was one of the most poignant, jam-packed episodes of a podcast I've ever listened to.
Okay.
That gives you so much practical advice and ideas in about pursuing your creative passion.
Okay.
Whether it's something that you're doing professionally or just you want to perfect your craft.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter what your craft is. It's more like he's giving you real practical insights to how you approach your creative work.
Okay.
So for example, the one thing that stood out to me, one small of many nuggets that he dropped, was the idea that what would you do if sometimes we allow ourselves to not do things because they're too complex.
Okay.
So what would you do? Sometimes you got to break things down and tell yourself to do it in a way that, like, what would you do if it was super simple?
Right.
Right? And he gave the background information. I don't know if I mentioned on another podcast, but he gave the background information that on iTunes, they mentioned how there's like something like 300 different podcasts.
Right.
Every month, or I can't remember what it was exactly. Okay. You know what? I don't want to misquote anything.
Okay.
But essentially what he's breaking it down to is that of all the podcasts that the hundreds of thousands or whatever that start,
right,
about 90% of them quit after 3 episodes. And the reason being is because it's too complex. Not necessarily too difficult, but just too complex, too time consuming because of all the different things people are telling you have to have this kind of mic, you have to have this kind of setup, whatever. Blah, blah. So after 2 or 3 episodes,
all the production around it, you got to do notes, you got to do all the social media branding and promotion, and they're just making it too complex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So because of that, the stats on podcasts on iTunes, 90% of them stop after 3, and that's part of the main reason why. When he's thinking, when he's basically saying that, who says it has to be that complex? The reality is, no one says you have to do anything. It's your thing, right?
Right.
So sometimes the secret to just do it to longevity or just doing is to just do it. Do it as simple as possible. What would this look like if it was the simplest possible way, and just do it like that until you can build up steam and
You know what I love about that?
Yeah.
I love that the timing of it is perfect, because that's essentially what we're practicing even today.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
We
considered completely skipping this episode.
Yes.
Because we said we didn't have enough time.
Yes.
And we were just, back and forth about what's possible. But if we could do it today, what could we do? Well, we could make it a short mini episode.
Yeah.
Where could we record? We could record. We'll just find a spot that's quiet enough that you can hear our voices.
Yeah.
And we're practicing that same motivation and that same mindset.
Yeah.
And it's really the whole vibe of where I am right now.
Yeah.
In terms of getting started.
Yes.
In whatever it is. Whatever you do, just get started, and build along the way.
Exactly,
So I absolutely love that suit up.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that it was sponsored by shiftermagazine.com because they're also a source of online articles, how-tos, interviews, and motivation and inspiration for all creatives.
The place to help you to help keep you going.
Yeah.
And you need something to help you going.
So that's... So I love that, and I think that's almost a perfect note for us to kind of wrap up on.
Yeah.
We are going to give you guys a much more in-depth look at where our journeys are as CDH Live and Shell Rock.
Which we also didn't mention for our new listeners, as we always like to do at the beginning of the show. Who are we? What do we do? CDH Live,
the rapper / producer.
Yes.
And Shell Rock,
the writer of fiction of many types of forms with you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, who used to be the musician as well, recording artist and all that good stuff.
You go.
Yeah.
You guys can hear that we're like completely grabbing at straws on this episode, but I hope you enjoy listening.
No, I kind of like it still because it's raw and it's really like, to me, it feels good. Like it's passionate. It's in the moment, right?
And the thing is once it's done, you just breathe and you're like, oh, I'm so glad that we got it done.
Yeah.
Glad that we did it.
So before we do leave, though, I just want to remind our new listeners, everybody, new and old.
Yeah.
This is a super mini episode of what we do. The last thing that we didn't really get into is our update of our individual journeys. So for our new listeners, the last thing we talk about usually after the suit up is what is our update on our creative journeys independently. Mr. CDH Live has a production company.
That's right.
And he has different goals for that production company. And we're in the middle of a season of following him on his journey to accomplish a certain goal with his production company and also with his artist side of producing a live show event that he wants to produce within the next year, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So we're going to give you some more updates on the next episode.
The next episode, exactly.
CDH Live Productions will be producing at least one master media kit for a client by the end of summer.
Yeah.
And the marketable show will be...
It's an ongoing thing.
Ongoing for next summer.
Yeah. Which we're both excited about, and I'm excited to continue to be a part of that as I've just signed on unofficially in the last couple of weeks. And so when you come back to the next episode, that's what you're gonna get in a full episode. In addition to our suit up, in addition to our what you're feeling, you will get the update on what's going on with Live and Rock, the artist, and his journey, and as well,
really looking forward to hearing about H.S. Lee.
That's right,
and his book, his next writing project. This will be your fourth book?
This will be, in technical terms, yes, my fourth book. But as the grown-up writer writing grown-up stuff for grown-up people, it will be my third book that I'm working on for next summer. But in between that, the focus is my blog, which we've already mentioned, Space Love Superheroes, and that kind of tells you not only the name of the blog, but then the vibe of the kind of stuff that I write in general. If you're interested. For all our new listeners. So next episode you'll get the update on what's going on with me as well, with my journey and my goals for the blog and everything that's leading up between now and next year.
Sounds good.
But I think this is good for a 30-minute episode.
Yeah, I think it was sweet.
We got every section in. Tweet us. It's something that we it's priceless. Even if you don't tweet us, share us. By word of mouth, tell your friend, tell your colleague, tell your peer, tell the client that you're working on that happens to be in your studio while you're listening to us right now. Yeah, share us. That would mean the most to us.
That's it. Tweet at Live and Rock. Visit us at liveandrock.com.
Yep.
And like we always say, if you're gonna live, even if you can't do everything you want to do, just get started in the simplest way you can.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to live, what do we always say?
Then you might as well rock.
Most artists cannot be comfortable stuck in one box.
That's right. And that's what this podcast is about. It's not just filmmaking, but creative pursuits in general. The creative life.